Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Rumen. Welcome back to Silent Hill 3. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, this next area, Otherworld Hilltop Center, is actually a very tough dungeon on hard mode. I'd recommend going into your supplies and equipping the beef jerky. Processed dried meat, sometimes it's just enough to distract monsters. It's meant for dogs, so I think I'll pass. Yes, you want the beef jerky equipped, trust me. I skimmed over this item last episode, the silencer. I should have examined it right away and explained what it does as soon as I got it, but for some reason I just overlooked it, so I'm going to do that now. Silencer, put it on a handgun or submachine gun to muffle the blasts. Less noise means it's harder for the enemy to find me. It seems to be a little weaker though. Now this is up to the player whether or not this is actually worth it. If you want to be noticed by enemies less, then it is worth it. If you don't really care about that and you just want to be as powerful as possible, then it's not worth it. But I like to have it equipped. And this will be equipped in conjunction with your handgun if you equip your handgun. So now your handgun blast will be quieter and you will have the beef jerky equipped. And this is a very nice way to avoid the upcoming monster, which is, in my opinion, the most dangerous monster in the game. Right there. It was on screen for a split second, and I'm not even gonna bother trying to fight it. That is a slurper. They have a lot of health, they do a ton of damage, and they're hard to avoid. And this is the worst part, they're fast, so be careful. Want to go to the first floor. I love that. I love how you can see the elevator moving and the mechanisms. Like in Silent Hill 1 and 2, you couldn't see the elevator move like that. Oh, gross. Look at that. That's disgusting. You can examine this on the floor right here. Come on, Heather, examine this. Heather, there we go. I don't know what happened there, but just would not examine that for some reason. A book's lying here. Looks like a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a monster living at the gates of a village. It was a very scary and a very bad monster. It would catch people and crunch them up with its big teeth. The villagers were afraid of the monster, and no one would dare approach the gates. Everyone was stuck inside the village. When the king heard about this, he summoned the knights. The knights eagerly rode out to defeat the monster. Ha! Take that! Their swords slashed and their spears flashed, but the monster wouldn't die. The monster tossed the knights into its mouth one by one, horses and all. What was the king to do? He fretted and fussed and paced the floor, but could think of no solution. Soon after, the village priestess came to the castle. She was a very kind and good person. The king asked her to defeat the monster guarding the gates. The book's torn, the rest is missing. I remember reading this a long time ago. I think I borrowed it from someone. I don't remember how it ended though. Or didn't I read the story through to the end? You can actually approach this thing. This will not hurt you. Is this the monster from that book? If it is, and I don't watch myself, it'll gobble me up in no time. I can't tell where its mouth is though. What the hell? I don't want to get too close, but I don't think it'll attack me now. Why not? All bark and no bite? Anyhow, it's in the way, but I can't get past it. And it's the ground floor too. This ought to be the exit. She says it's all bark and no bite, but this thing actually isn't hostile in any way, shape, or form, so kind of depressing. Look at that. Just a helpless creature right there. Alright, I'm gonna look at the map. I'm right here on the map. I like how she notes it on the map and she kind of draws it there. Monster. Right there, there's an insane cancer. You can just avoid it by running around it like so. Yeah, he's not gonna get up or bother you. For some reason, the only thing in the fridge is liver. I hope it's not rotten. I got pork liver. So yes, you want to pick that up. And now you want to quickly run by this insane cancer right here and pick up those shotgun shells right there. And don't worry, the insane cancer is a very slow monster, so you shouldn't worry too much about getting hit. You just want to do it like so. Grab. And there you have it. Our next destination is the 5th floor. Which is probably the most dangerous floor in this dungeon. Alright, stuff is gonna get real on the 5th floor. Alright, let's do this. Okay. As soon as you exit the door here, you just want to quickly lay down some beef jerky. And lay down some beef jerky. Strafe. Trust me, that beef jerky right there makes the slurpers in that hallway like 25% less likely to hit you. I think it's very useful to lay down some beef jerky there. In case you don't know where I am, I'm right here on the map. I did kind of run through that hallway a little bit sloppy. The camera angle didn't really work with me there. So yes, I am right there. Handgun bullets. There will be more on other difficulties, and if I can just get a good camera angle of these of that matchbook right there, and we can examine this. Heather says something very interesting about it. No more cigarettes for me. I quit for good. Nice. Okay. Run down this hallway. Lay down some beef jerky right here. Aw, shit. Okay. Hopefully that beef... Oh man, this is tough. Oh wait, I didn't even... There we go. The beef jerky I laid down earlier didn't actually lay down. Yeah, see that? The beef jerky will distract them. There's a big sheet of glass in the way. It doesn't break when I hit it, so maybe it's not glass after all. I don't know why, but the wall on the other side is calling me. Look at that. It looks like the labyrinth from Silent Hill 2. That is very interesting. So yes, I got hit a lot there. I'm not making a good example of myself getting hit so much in a walkthrough, but yeah, there it is for you. The beef jerky, as you can see, is very useful. It distracted those slurpers, so I was able to examine that mirror in there. I mean that glass in there. Maybe it is a mirror. Maybe it's some sort of reflection on the world we're in. Who knows? There is a save point right here. Feel free to save. There's a caption under the picture. Flame purifies all. By these remains may a person find the road to paradise. I've seen this picture before. No, wait. I've never seen it, but I know it somehow. Remember earlier how we could read the caption for this photo, but we couldn't read the entire caption, and there was like no picture here at all. Anyway, right here on this bucket, we just want to use the matchbook. This was in the company's conference room. It looks like it was used to light someone's cigarette. Fine there, and then the pork liver. This was in the cafe's fridge. Got to do something with it before it goes bad. Combine that, and then combine the oxidol. You can use this to disinfect cuts and stuff if only you put it on. Find those 3 items. And look at that, I actually opened a gate. Anyway, I actually got distracted during that cutscene, so I'm gonna quickly save and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, gross. Look at that. 6 ears and a mouth. I wonder what that could possibly symbolize. What are these papers? The priestess accepted the king's request and went to the village gates. But when she saw the monster, she tried to convince it with words instead of killing it. Shut up, you. I'm going to eat you up. The monster didn't listen to a word the priestess said. But she kept trying to convince the monster to give up. It's wrong to eat people, you know. The monster grew very angry at this and attacked her, killing her with a single mighty blow. No beginning and no ending. I really didn't understand that story. It's probably just some pages torn out from the middle of the book. Yeah, what a weird story. Man. It's like the hero just got ate. Very dangerous hallway right here. You can unlock that. Again, the fastest way to mash is R1, L1, X, and square. Rotating the analog stick, that is the best way to get up after being pushed down. You can lay some beef jerky down in the hallway if you want to make them less likely to hit you. Okay, now this room is actually like a very difficult room to not get hit in on hard mode. There will be a closer underneath that bed after you pick up the items on the bed here. But again, difficult to not get hit. You just want to quickly grab them and then run out. Okay, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1, grab. Oh, I got hit. Very tough to not get hit there. But it is possible. It is possible to grab those items without getting hit. Okay, this is a tough hallway. The further you get down this hallway, the more monsters will spawn. So I am right here, so I'm not dealing with any double heads. However, once I'm about at that door over there, double heads will have a spawn behind me, so you just want to be quick about it. Alright, let's go. Lay down some beef jerky. That was actually useful because the beef jerky had distracted that one slurper that would have attacked me otherwise. I got a silver coin right there. If you examine it, she says that she doesn't really want any more of them. Because she would consider it stealing, but I mean, I don't really consider taking anything from this place stealing. I mean, it looks abandoned. There's something written on the wall. Plus one's life turns to riches. What was a bag of silver coins is now the number in the book. Yet faith hath no price. Ah, but do people know this? You can examine this as a plain old vending machine. This one is selling canned drinks. When to think of it, I am kind of thirsty. I'd feel weird drinking anything sold in a place like this, though. So yes, you want to use a silver coin. It's about the size of a quarter. I get the feeling it's really old. Life insurance key. No drink. That's kind of a shame. Okay, now we want to leave, and we want to make it to that door there as fast as you can. I'll be sure to point an arrow at it. Alright, let's go. Okay. And there we go. Very nice. We avoided all the slurpers. No damage taken. I mean, we have taken damage, or at least I have taken damage, but I'm perfectly fine with not taking any damage my last round of that hallway. We want to go back to the first floor. And it's just so cool how you can see the elevator moving like that. That's awesome. And before I use the life assurance key, I'd like to examine it. I bought this from a vending machine. It looks real enough. Tag on the key that says Alberton Life Insurance. Okay. You want to wait. Wait in this hallway for maybe 15 seconds. Okay, we're good. When you hear the bunching in the background, that's when you want to take a run for it. Okay. If you decided to run down that hallway before you heard the munching, then those slurpers will be hostile, and that hallway will be very difficult to navigate. Look at this. This room looks awful. This looks like something you'd see in Silent Hill 4. Look at all the blood, look at all the detail, grody. This is the end of that creepy fairy tale I found. The king and his people shed tears at the death of the kind priestess. God took pity upon them, and granting their wishes, healed the priestess. The priestess opened her eyes just as she had done every morning of her life. She went once more to the monster's lair. Fool, you wish to die again? No, this time it's your turn. The priestess had come to defeat the monster once and for all. As the priestess was very, very kind, she felt sad about this task, but it had to be done. Swords and spears won't work. Arrows and bolts will just bounce off. You can't kill me, the monster laughed. But the priestess used neither sword nor spear. She chanted a single spell. Tui fui ego eris. Do you know what happened then? The monster let out a huge cry and then died and vanished. Thus the villagers were able to use their gates once more. Everyone lavished their gratitude upon the priestess, and they all lived happily ever after.
Tu fui ego eris. Weird writing. What was that?
I wanted the same thing, Heather. As you can see, that phrase seemed to have killed every monster in this entire building. The slurpers aren't here anymore. If you go back up to the 5th floor, there will in fact be no monsters there either. So yes, it's very strange. And wow, would you look at that? The monster's gone. If you look over here, you can see some hanging bodies. Let's zoom in on them. Pretty interesting. Over here, there's the same thing. Kind of hard to see, but again, pretty interesting. Random cut, but I actually forgot to mention this neat little detail. But if you look at the ceiling, you can see that there are blood spots moving on the ceiling. You see that, how they're moving? It's pretty cool. Right here, where that creature was, is a book. It has kind of a small hitbox, but you can't examine it. There we go. There's a book on the ground. It's the first part of that fairy tale. Let me try reading it in the right order this time. Once upon a time, there was a monster living at the gates of a village. It was a very scary and a very bad monster. It would catch people and crunch them up with its big teeth. The villagers were afraid of the monster and no one would dare approach the gates. Everyone was stuck inside the village. When the king heard about this, he summoned his knights. The knights eagerly rode out to defeat the monster. Ha! Take that! Their swords slashed and their spears flashed, but the monster wouldn't die. The monster tossed the knights into its mouth one by one, horses and all. What was the king to do? He fretted and fussed and paced the floor, but could think of no solution. Soon after, the village priestess came to the castle. She was a very kind and good person. The king asked her to defeat the monster guarding the gates. This first part, I'm sure I've read this somewhere before, but I feel like that's the first time I ever read that ending. Oh well, whatever, it's no time for me to worry about that. I just want to get home already. Well, we finally made it out. After going through maybe 4 or 5 locations, we are finally outside. What a miracle. You don't even have a map of the place. I think I've had enough of that gross building. I'm going home. My house is really close to here. You examine this sign, Hilltop Center, so the name of this building. So that's the name of this building. I never even knew that. You examine this too. It's time for a cafe. Oh, it's just the one. Oh, that's the one I was just in. You can also examine this very weird, absurd structure right here. My apartment is the other way. But what is this thing blocking the path? Am I still having that nightmare so close to my home? My home. My dad, is he okay? I'm sure he is. He must be. Surely he is okay. Surely. And that's really all there is out here. There are no items. There's nothing to pick up. There's a lot of scenery. Like, you can come over here and look at that. Pretty cool. You can look at the streetlights. You can look at the cars. This is pretty cool right here. See the inside of that building right there. So much stuff to examine. This looks like that door in the school in Silent Hill 1. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's just awesome. This whole location. The path is blocked there. Alright, we want to come down here. And shortly, we will be at our apartment. Daisy Villa apartment. Daisy Villa apartment. All right, we can finally go home now. Examine this for a probable Silent Hill 2 reference. The mailbox is empty. On New Fear game, there will be a Silent Hill 2 reference here. What's this doing here? That really pisses me off. It's like having someone spit on your sacred place. Looking at that makes my head hurt. What does it mean? And with a save point right here, that seems like a nice spot to end off on. Thank you for watching.